Today on Mayhem in the Desert, we'll look at the sordid history of one of the most famous strip clubs in Las Vegas, the Crazy Horse 2. In our episode, The Topless Club with a Headless Owner. The focus of our story is hustler and adult entertainment industry entrepreneur Tony Albanese, who in 1979 oversaw the renaming of a little-known Las Vegas bar to its more infamous name, the Crazy Horse 2. But less than 3 years after opening the Crazy Horse 2, Tony Albanese disappeared. And some investigators believe Albanese may have been a casualty of a larger war between rival Mafia families for control over adult businesses in Southern California and Las Vegas. Before setting up shop in Las Vegas, Tony Albanese had a successful career running a chain of what were referred to at the time as girly bars across Southern California during the 1960s. Albanese had started his bars with the novel concept of featuring waitresses in bikinis. Soon enough, the bikini tops were lost, and Albanese's bars became some of the first topless clubs in Los Angeles. But it wasn't smooth sailing. Albanese's topless clubs brought with them repeated legal problems, with the young entrepreneur being cited for selling alcohol to minors and permitting, quote, lewd acts between patrons and the waitresses at his establishments. Seeking a fresh start and new opportunities, Tony Albanese moved to Las Vegas in the early 70s. The move to the desert proved lucrative for Tony Albanese. His ownership of a strip mall located at Flamingo and Paradise, which was also site of a topless bar named the Crazy Horse Saloon, brought in steady rental income. The newcomer to Vegas also founded the Tony Albanese Talent Association, abbreviated as TATA in the ads, to seek employees for his topless establishments. But Albanese was on the lookout for new opportunities. A bar known as Billy Joe's The Power Company had operated off of the aptly named Industrial Road in the back alley of the Strip for several years when Albanese reached an agreement with the existing owner of the establishment to grant him a 50% interest in the bar. As part of the deal, Albanese changed the name to Billy Joe's Crazy Horse 2. Unfortunately for Albanese, the Las Vegas City Council had different views about the ownership and operation of the Crazy Horse 2. Rumored connections to organized crime figures haunted the middle-aged adult entertainment impresario during his days managing the Crazy Horse 2. As a result, the City Council denied Tony Albanese a license to take an interest in the bar, citing his prior legal troubles back in California. Local government officials dealt Albanese another blow in 1980 when the Clark County Commission forbade him from entering the premises of the Crazy Horse Saloon. But Albanese was undaunted by these barriers to his business plans as he pursued schemes for new entrepreneurial ventures up until his dying day. On the night of May 18, 1981, Albanese told his wife he was heading out for a meeting with a business associate and that he should be back within the hour. He left his house on Bel Air Drive in the Las Vegas Country Club at 6:30 p.m., but Albanese never returned home. In the days following his disappearance, Metro Police detectives discovered Albanese's car in the parking lot at McCarran Airport, but there was no indication he had taken a flight out of the city. It also wasn't like Albanese to stay out all night without checking in with his wife or friends. The unexplained disappearance was resolved in gruesome fashion the following month. Tony Albanese's head was found in the desert outside of Needles, California. The skull showed no signs of trauma, and homicide detectives were unable to conclusively determine the cause of death. Metro Homicide Detective John Connor told reporters he believed Albanese's head had been left in a place where it would be discovered. When reporters asked Connor whether Albanese's murder was intended as a message, the detective replied, "You can read it any way you want. It's not normal." Some detectives investigating the murder speculated that Tony Albanese's death was part of a broader organized crime war between the Chicago outfit and the Genovese and Bonanno families for control over adult industry establishments in Southern California and Las Vegas, including topless bars, adult theaters, and pornography production. Support for this view was found on June 1, 1981, when Albert Fandino was murdered in Los Angeles while the search for Albanese was still ongoing. Fandino was not only financially linked to several adult establishments in California as a shadow investor, but he was also a co-owner of a wedding chapel and spa at the Circus in Las Vegas. Then, on July 4th, 1981, Fandino's brother-in-law, John Gordon, and an associate were shot and wounded in front of Gordon's Las Vegas home. Gordon was also a fellow co-owner with Fandino of the wedding chapel and spa at the Circus. Gordon, Fandino, and possibly Tony Albanese were hidden owners in several topless bars and massage parlors across Southern California, and they were looking to expand their interests. It later came out that Tony Albanese was close friends with Joseph Balzano, an associate with the Bonanno crime family. These moves by Albanese and his associates may have collided with the ambitions of notorious Chicago outfit enforcer Tony the Ant Spilatro. At the time of the Tony Albanese murder, Spilatro was working to expand his operations into Southern California. In fact, California Attorney General George Deukmejian noted at the time, the Chicago Syndicate, one of the most expansionist groups in the country, is becoming more influential in California. Some investigators speculated Spilatro's crew may have had a hand in the slaying of Tony Albanese, but there was never any firm proof to support this theory, and after 40 years, the murder of Tony Albanese remains unsolved. As for the Crazy Horse 2, it continued to garner controversy over alleged links to organized crime long after Tony Albanese's head was found in the desert. The club was finally torn down in 2022. Thanks for watching this episode of Mayhem in the Desert. If you'd like to hear more of Las Vegas true crime stories, please subscribe or visit our website to read more in depth about these crimes. And remember to be careful. It's a big desert out there.